My name is Dr. Ray Hitchins. I work with the Institute of Caribbean Studies. I'm an ethnomusicologist. That means I'm really engaged with the study of music, but looking at how it functions within a cultural setting. My field of research really deals with studio cultures, how music is recorded and how it's made and how that differs between different geographical locations in the world. So I use a variety of methodologies to get the information I'm looking for. A lot of what I do is based on ethnography, actually living and being in the space and studying it from a perspective. But you'll also use score analysis, the notation of music and analysing how it functions and that kind of thing. My background is not really in academia. Most of my professional life I've functioned as a working musician. I started working professionally as a musician when I was 16, 17 years old, and worked in Europe for the first 5 or 6 years. And I was doing predominantly touring work and session work in those early days, and then came to Jamaica in 1981. My father's Jamaican, so I have a Jamaican family connection. And taught for a couple of years at the School of Music, and then started doing music professionally again, both touring and doing studio work for some of the big names in Jamaican music: Alton Ellis, John Holt, Dennis Brown, Stephen Marley, Ziggy Marley. Bob died in 1980, so I never got the opportunity to work with any of those guys. But certainly some of the ones who are still around I work with. And eventually in the 1990s moved into music production, and had a production company here for some years doing a lot of advertising music, but also producing artists, people like Black Uhuru, Mighty Diamonds, Toots and the Maytals, and then in around the 2000s, early 2000s there, as I was getting older, I was invited to do a Ph.D. at Leeds University, and here I am today teaching about ethnomusicology. So in terms of my specialization, I've been looking at really the way that Jamaican music differs to music coming from elsewhere, and how it was formed in the recording studio, how it was created, how it was produced. One of the things I'm looking at moving forward is I'm expanding that research into also looking how reggae groups in the UK use English studios to try and very often capture what they consider to be a Jamaican sound. Because although all the equipment in the studios was the same, the way that the equipment was actually manipulated was very different. And so my research going forward is looking at that. As a guitarist, I'm also very interested in the development of the guitar in Jamaica in particular. And one of my research areas is looking at the development of that instrument and how it was, how its growth in Jamaica kind of formed, especially with the 20th century, but before as well. So looking at that from a historical perspective. I'm Dr. Ray Hitchins. I'm a lecturer at the Institute of Caribbean Studies.